What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the truly tyrannical Dr. Disaster, and it seems to me like Disney has finally received the message. It took them long enough, but they finally get it. Kathleen Kennedy and wokeness are about as popular as a chili shit.
Do not go in there. Woo!
That is why the mainstream media recently put out this article from The Direct. Star Wars boss Kathleen Kennedy is not a woke warrior at Disney. Now, first of all, when it comes to Disney and big properties that it owns like Star Wars, it's important to understand that these entertainment journalists are just PR firms for the company. This would not have come out if Disney had not said that it should. And the title of this article can only exist in a world where the writer perceives how toxic both Kennedy and wokeness are to the public at large. And of course, Kennedy is supremely hated because the attitude of the company she runs has been that of an out-of-touch moron who refuses to take responsibility for anything, which is why they would run this article in the first place.
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
You dumb bastard.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter where my handle is Dr. Disaster1. But let's look at this joke of an article where they are gaslighting us, trying like hell to convince us that Kathleen Kennedy is not woke. The article says Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy took plenty of backlash from much of the Star Wars fanbase due to her advocating for diversity, but she may not be the woke warrior some believe her to be at Disney. And we're just going to take a real quick time out here. I want to point out the change in verbiage that these journalists are using here. Look at where it says they took plenty of backlash from much of the Star Wars fan base. Do you remember back when they used to call us a vocal minority? If you want evidence that things are changing, that the worm has turned, look no further than this right here. But continuing on, it says, after Daisy Ridley was cast as the lead in Star Wars' sequel trilogy and other female actresses like Rosario Dawson and Natasha Liu Bordizzo played prominent roles on Disney+, some fans claimed that Kennedy was pushing a political agenda. This later led to the Lucasfilm boss being described by that sect as woke.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
And just for the sake of clarity, so that we're all on the same page here, we're going to define woke real quick. This comes from Carl Benjamin on Twitter, aka Sargon of Akkad. He said, woke is a colloquialism which describes viewing the world through the lens of intersectionality, which seeks the redistribution of goods along identity lines to make the world more equal. So with that in mind then, this whole article, as you're going to see, is an attempt at washing the image of Kathleen Kennedy. With the release of The Acolyte coming up in little over a month, they are trying desperately to reframe people's perception of Disney Star Wars, because people are finally starting to realize what wokeness really is. But I can blow up their whole freaking argument that she's not woke with one image. Here it is. The Force is female. Not the Force is for everyone, or the Force is both male and female. No, it's female. Why in the name of Yoda's little green butt would she ever agree to wear such a shirt and promote such a message if it weren't something that she strongly believed in? I mean, what is the alternative? That she's just a moron and a pushover who just does whatever her underlings tell her? I guess I'm willing to entertain that thought, but Occam's razor suggests that the simplest explanation is that we see all of the woke Star Wars content because that is what she wants. She is the boss, the buck stops with her. But let's read on. The popular adult animated series South Park even released a special that featured Kennedy in a satirical manner as the face of the woke community at Disney, claiming that she only makes decisions to pander to everyone.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
The upcoming Disney Plus series, The Acolyte, has also been subject to this same criticism due to it featuring a female writer, director, and showrunner and putting much of its focus on female characters.
Excuse me, I believe I asked you to put a chick in this and make her gay.
According to Matthew Bologna, via his The Town podcast, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy isn't accurately portrayed by some fans as being the face of diversity at Disney. Some go as far as to call Kennedy woke, but Bologna revealed that these claims aren't accurate. He specifically stated that she's not known as the woke warrior at the company and frequently even has to be convinced to include a lot of the diverse elements. But Kathleen Kennedy is not. That whole South Park thing was funny, but it wasn't accurate. Within Disney, she's not known as the woke warrior. She kinda has to be convinced. From everything I've been told, she kind of has to be convinced to do this stuff. So what are you saying? Once again, either she is a woke warrior, and that makes her cancerous to the franchise, or she's not, and she's just convinced by all of her underlings to make it bad. This doesn't change a damn thing. Either way, she's a cancer. She's either a propagandist, a moron, or some combination of the two. And honestly, I've always thought that it was some combination of the two, so this doesn't mean anything to me. But let's read on. Bologna also pointed out that there still never been a female director of a Star Wars movie, and that he personally believes that she has not gone overboard on the diversity stuff. Oh man, what was I thinking? Clearly Kennedy can't be woke because this random a-hole says that she isn't. And what's his evidence? The fact that a woman has never directed a Star Wars movie. Well, newsflash, my dude, there have only been 3 directors of Star Wars movies since Disney took over. It's kind of an exclusive club, and one of them, Rian Johnson, is an honorary woman.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I mean, let's be real. Johnson is the guy that helped introduce a whole lot of us to what woke really is. He's an absolute flaming wokester. His immutable characteristics might be white straight dude, but hiring him was an absolute nod to wokeness. But the article goes on, has Kathleen Kennedy made Star Wars too woke? As previously mentioned, some fans believe the modern state of Star Wars has been dominated by female actors and executives just for the sake of diversity, while there have been a lot more females in executive roles, and as lead actors recently, those claims can easily be disputed and entirely brushed off.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Once again, I reiterate, this article is an attempt to clean Kennedy's image. It's an attempt to make her more palatable to the normies. They go on to say that since males did exist in the Star Wars movies from Disney, that they can't be woke. But I will say this about the article. It was very stupid and poorly written, but it made me walk away from it feeling good about the direction the culture war is heading. If we, the anti-woke people, weren't winning, then they, in the media, would still be saying, yes, Star Wars is woke, and that's a good thing. but this article tacitly admits that wokeness is not what people want, and I highly doubt this puff piece will save the acolyte from the mockery it deserves. I mean, look at how the trailer was received a few weeks back. 191,000 likes to 685,000 dislikes. That is an epic ratio that is only beaten by another Star Wars project. Star Wars Outlaws currently sits at 38,000 likes to 161,000 dislikes. That is less dislikes in a pure volume sense, but the ratio is much worse here. So much for the vocal minority narrative. But the point is that Star Wars is a toxic asset. Unfortunately for Disney, simply saying, no, it isn't woke, isn't the fix that they hope it will be. Star Wars is broken, people don't give a shit anymore, and this article will not save them. But I will leave it there. What do you guys think? Is Kathleen Kennedy woke, or have I been barking up the wrong tree for a while now? Drop your thoughts down below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.